What's up, everybody? AZ Rhino here. Doing a streamer tip video on some of my point of views on what new streamers should be doing when they start up on Twitch. I know you're probably thinking, who's this guy? You know, why should I take advice from him? I get it. I'm not partnered. I have 1,600 followers. I average about 20 to 25 viewers a night. But I feel like I've made a lot of growth in a year of streaming. It's been almost exactly 1 year since I started. So I've had a lot of people in my community that have been asking, for tips and whatnot, what they need to do to get going. And I figured, screw it, I'll just make a video. So here we go. Going into it, just realize that Twitch is incredibly saturated these days. It's really easy to just get going. So just kind of go in knowing you're not going to be an overnight success. It definitely takes a lot of time and dedication to get the ball rolling. Just you gotta stick with it. I treat this almost as a second job, so kind of go in with that mindset. So moving forward, I got 7 steps, no particular order of importance, just some of the items that I think that are important to building a good quality stream. So number 1 is quality. You want to make sure your stream is top notch, making sure the audio is perfect and making sure the picture is perfect. Make sure that your volumes are all where they should be. You want to make sure that the game, any music you're playing, anybody you're playing with is not overpowering your voice. You're the star of the show, so make sure that you kind of stand above the rest. You don't want to make sure that it's not too low so nobody can hear anything that's going on in the game or who you're playing with. So just kind of, you got to find that happy balance. One thing that I tend to do a lot is I'll go back and watch a previous stream and just make sure everything sounds good. Anybody I'm playing with, the music that I have in the background sometimes, game volume, it's all peachy keen. So nothing will turn away a person faster if they join your stream and they can't hear you, or there's a mic blowing in there's a fan blowing into the mic, so it's all distorted. It's just bad quality. So definitely take the time, set up your audio, make it sound good, do a couple test runs when you first get going, and then as you continue to stream, double check. One of the biggest issues I have is audio issues. I don't know why, but it seems like every time Windows does an update, it resets all my audio stuff. So I have to go back and before I stream and set everything up. But luckily I have people on my channel that will, tell me, hey, something's not right. We can't hear anybody in the Discord. We can't hear you. We can't hear game, etc. So as a new streamer, you probably don't have that luxury, as you most likely won't have any new viewers yet. So definitely take the time and set that stuff up. Picture quality, make sure it's not pixelated and whatnot. Make sure your bit rate is where it should be. I use OBS. I don't know how other broadcasting softwares work. Make sure that you do a speed test and look to see what your upload speed is with your ISP, and then you kind of want to set it as a third of that. So if you have, for easy math, 18 megabit upload, you kind of want to have your upload rate, your bit rate, at around 5 to 6, just to be safe. And that is pretty damn good quality if you can have it in that range. When I started, I was at about 2,500. It was kind of grainy, whatnot, but people got the picture of it until I was kind of playing around with it and realized what bit rate was. So once I was able to adjust that, I stream about 5,000 to 6,000 depending on the day, and the stream looks perfect. I stream at 720p, 60 frames per second, and it looks good. So keep that in mind. Quality is a big one. Just double check your stuff. Definitely take the time and go back and look at past streams just to make sure everything looks good. Make sure that's the stream you would want to watch. Kind of going with that mentality. Number 2 is networking. One of the things I first did when I started streaming is I joined a streaming community. Saw something on Twitter, joined the community, met some really cool people there. A lot of people in those kind of communities are more than willing to help you grow. They're willing to scratch your back if you scratch theirs, type deal. But along the way, I've made some pretty good friends by joining communities. I eventually ended up starting my own community that is full of streamers and gamers alike. It's not just a streamer community, it's just a gaming community, but we do have a lot of streamers in there. So a lot of support. They're more than willing to go above and beyond and help you in most cases. Not all the time. So, you know, some people are busy. They just don't have time for it. But if you do join a community, it's going to help out a lot. Just make sure you're giving back what you want in return as far as joining a community. Networking's big, you know, talk with other streamers. Don't go into somebody's stream that you don't know and say, hey, I'm a streamer, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a bugaboo. Don't do that. You kind of want to kind of get to know them first and whatnot, and then kind of let them know, you know, casually kind of put that into a chat. And most of the time people will be like, cool, you're a streamer too. We should play sometime, blah, blah, blah. And most of the time they'll follow you and they'll check you out eventually and whatnot. But, yeah, networking is a huge one. You know, throwing host to somebody, getting host in return, helps out a lot. So networking's a big one. Third one, I think, is probably one of the more important ones. It's staying engaged with the chat. A lot of times I see, you know, streamers that are, you know, that don't have any viewers and whatnot, so they don't pay attention to the chat. They just, you know, they just forget about it. They're so engaged in what they're playing. You got to make sure, if you can, have a chat window open. I have 3 monitors. I know not everybody has that luxury, but if you can, if you have a second monitor, a phone, a tablet, something that can have the chat window up and you're constantly looking at it. One thing I do is, you know, I have my chat window right here below my webcam, so I'm constantly playing my game, but I'm always looking to see, you know, make sure everybody's, you know, if anybody's talking to me in chat, I'm communicating back with them and having a conversation. So gotta pay attention to chat. I see it way too often with some people I'm watching that are brand new, and they're just completely ignoring the chat. You know, you don't want to miss that opportunity if somebody jumps into your stream and, you know, they want to see what you got and they're trying to talk to you and you're just not seeing it. They'll leave really quick, and then you just lost that opportunity to gain a follower or a new viewer for future streams. So pay attention to the chat. It's huge. One thing I hear a lot is keep talking. Keep talking. That is something I struggled with when I started. I'm not a big guy on just doing a play-by-play, just talking what I'm doing constantly. I struggled with that. So the thing I did was playing with other viewers. I would, you know, there's a group of people that I would always play with on certain games, and they're a goofy bunch of dudes, so it makes for some pretty good entertainment. It helps out a lot. So even if you're not doing a play-by-play and nobody's really talking in chat, at least you're talking with them. And so when somebody does stumble into your stream, there's at least dialogue. It's not just dead air of you just sitting there playing a game. So that's a good strategy. And then, like I said, if somebody does come into your stream, make them feel incredibly welcomed. You know, like, just try and keep them in there as much as you can. Be like, hey, how's it going? You play this game a lot. If they don't play this game, what do they normally play? Just try and get a conversation about that, like just something, you know. Most of the people that are in here, gaming's a pretty easy topic for them to, you know, get a conversation going. So use that to your advantage. Another thing to keep people engaged is, you know, having a bot that has games and whatnot for the viewers, like gambling, dueling, quests, bank heists. There's a lot of options out there. So I highly recommend getting yourself a bot that can do that with your viewers. There's a lot of tutorials out there. You know, maybe if this video is successful, I can do a how-to video on setting something like that up. But I would definitely recommend looking into it and getting something like that going. Definitely helps keeping viewers around. So next one is giveaways. I know not everybody has the luxury of being able to do giveaways. I get it. But something I did when I first started is every 100 followers I got, I would do like a $20 Steam card or a $20 Xbox card or whatever, winner's choice. And, you know, as I got closer to 1,000, you know, for the big one, I did a $100 Steam card. It helps get people into your stream. You do run the risk of just the giveaway hunters, people that just care about the giveaway. They don't give two damns about what you have to offer except for that giveaway. So you do run the risk of that, but you know, in the process, I think you do meet, you end up getting a lot of followers that will stick around even past the giveaway. Excuse me. Then in the process of doing giveaways and whatnot, you want to make sure you have a loyalty system set up. Again, having a bot. In my channel, you earn Rhino Bucks for every minute you're in the chat, and you use those Rhino Bucks for entering giveaways and some other miscellaneous things that I have on my store, like you can get a signed postcard sent to you, whatnot, you know, goofy stuff like that. And when you have a loyalty system in place, it keeps people hanging around a little bit more. It keeps them more engaged in the chat. You don't have those people that just come in for the mad dash at the giveaway on giveaway day just to try and win it. So it definitely helps to have something like that set up. So again, a bot, that's probably one of the topics I should have had on here is getting a bot set up, but giveaways definitely does help getting people into your stream and getting them to hang around a little bit longer than 2 seconds to see what you got. You know, you get a little bit more time to win them over and, you know, potentially do something badass on the stream or be funny and get a conversation struck up with them. So giveaways, if you can, great, definitely do it. If not, it is what it is. I get it. You know, not everybody can do it. So number 5 is alerts, again with a bot. So a lot of bot related stuff. Alerts are a big one. You want to make sure when somebody follows you and you're not really quite paying attention to the chat, you have that alert go off in your ear saying, hey, you know, somebody followed you. So you can give them the recognition, keep them around, get a conversation going with them. Show a lot of gratitude for following you. You know, same thing with a donation, dropping bits on you. The hosting's a big one for having an alert. You want to make sure if another streamer is trying to help you out by throwing their viewers your way, you can thank the streamer a lot and also welcome all those viewers in, kind of give yourself a short introduction of who you are, what you like to play. Alerts is a big one. So get that stuff set up. There's Streamlabs, there's Stream Elements. Those are 2 really good ones. I think Muxie's another one. I'm not too familiar with Muxie, but there's definitely some options out there. I would definitely take the time and get that stuff set up as soon as possible if you're streaming. Like my overlay and whatnot will have the recent followers, recent subs, recent donos, stuff like that, and that's all this part of the same thing. So take the time. There's definitely some YouTube how-to videos, because they can kind of be a little pain in the ass to set up. I know a lot of people tend to struggle with getting Streamlabs set up, but definitely take the time, set up alerts, give people recognition when they follow you, or if another streamer throws a host your way. Do it. Just get alerts set up. Just do it. Don't ignore it. Number 6, play what you're good at or enjoy. So that's one thing that's hard with Twitch nowadays, like I said earlier, is that it's so saturated. So when you play a top game like PUBG or League of Legends or Fortnite, Overwatch, stuff like that, stuff that's really high on the list, as a new streamer who's only pulling, you know, 3 or less viewers, 5 less viewers and whatnot, you're going to be buried on that list. It's definitely tough for a new streamer to get noticed on a game like that. But at the same time, if you thoroughly really enjoy playing one of those games and it just shows that you really enjoy it and you just have a really good time, you're very positive and whatnot, it'll show on stream, you know, and you get that positive energy and people will pick up on that and tend to be hanging out. Although, just know that it's going to be harder for you to kind of get a following going, because not a lot of people tend to scroll down all the way to the bottom, you know, and just pick you out of a random group. So it's really hard. I would try to, if you can, you know, if you really do like PUBG or League of Legends, something like that, have another game that's lower on the viewer list. Not a lot of people are streaming it. You'll have a better opportunity to get some more traffic into your stream. So, look at the browse list to see, like, pick out a game like, oh, I do enjoy that game, you know, and there's not very many people streaming it, you know, try and play that occasionally too. It definitely helps. Just know that if you do pick a popular game, it's going to be difficult. It's more of an uphill climb. I know I kind of contradict myself because I play a ton of PUBG, but I already have that kind of dedicated following of people that are in there every stream and watching, you know, and I'll admit, when I do play PUBG, I don't get too many followers. Where I really get my followers is when I play the lesser known games, you know, games like Golf It, Stick Fight the Game, Town of Salem I just played recently, which was a lot of fun, but I was at the top of the list, you know, so when somebody does click on the game, I'm number 1. So try to look for options like that. Definitely is going to help. Also, stay away from games that make you rage. It's not a pretty thing to see. I don't like being that streamer when I'm pissed off or just really angry at the game. It's just a game, and I hate it when a game makes me angry. So I stay away from those games. Overwatch is that game for me. I can't play it. I get incredibly salty. So I would stay away from stuff like that. If you're a very toxic player, I would stay away from a game that makes you toxic. Try and find a game that you can be positive with and enjoy, and it'll take you a little bit further. It's fun when you're playing with somebody who's raging because it's just entertainment for you and your viewers. But if you can, try not to be the rager when you're streaming. So take that with what you want. And the last one is schedule. Schedule consistency is a big one. You hear that a lot on these type of videos. And another thing that people always say is treat it as like a TV show. People know that their favorite show plays every Friday night at 8 p.m. They're going to be there to watch it. So you got to treat it the same way. Make sure that, I get it. People have a life. They got school, they got families, jobs, etc. Life gets in the way of streaming sometimes. Just make sure that you have some form of consistency. And if you don't, definitely use social media to your advantage. I use Twitter. I have a set schedule Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Friday I'm going to be on. It just depends on how late I'm going to be on. And then Saturday and Sunday is kind of a toss-up, and I refer people to my Twitter page to get the heads up. Hey, I'm going to be on at this time, or hey, I'm going live, So do your best to have some sort of consistency. It definitely helps out a lot. It really goes a long way to, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Make sure that, you got something in your panels with a set schedule. If it changes, update your panels. It definitely helps people that are trying to catch you. If you're always random and inconsistent, you're not going to get the same viewers all the time. People want to make sure that they can catch you if they do enjoy your stream. So get that consistency in check. That's basically all the advice that I have currently. Like I said, it's definitely hard these days to get big on Twitch. So you do have to have a lot of dedication. Like I said earlier, I treat it as a second job. Luckily, I got a lot of support from friends, family, the wife even, who they want to help me succeed. So don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're just starting out, ask a friend or family, hey, can you make an account and just watch me if I'm live, just so you got some viewership in there. It definitely, they're more than willing to help. Don't be too proud to ask for help on stuff like that with friends and family. That's kind of what got me going. So maybe that's another tip you can throw into this. Get people to that want to help you out as far as friends and family. I think that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys got something out of this. If so, if you guys if there's a lot of positive feedback, maybe I'll dive deeper into like how setting up a bot or how to set up OBS, etc. If you guys can, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm AZ_Rhino. I have the link will be down below. I have a community, Almost Heroes. If you're a streamer trying to start out or a gamer, I'll put the link down below as well. Put my Twitter page. Be much appreciated, guys. I think that's all I got. I think we'll close it out there. This is my first YouTube video, really. So I hope I did okay. I guess, pretty raw. But I guess we'll go from there. So, you guys, see you later. Hope to see you in the Crash family.